3, 2, 1. Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Ace Torn.
Yes, sir. You know what time it is. I am the voice of the South. Q Smitty with PolAr JoQs, giving you that cool rush. There's no special guest for tonight. We are the special guest. Damn it. Yeah, so if you an icebreaker, go ahead and tell somebody else. Hit that like button. Make sure to turn it blue. You know what to do. Subscribe, comment, share. Tell the whole nation about the PolAr Nation, because we coming through. PolAr JoQs, baby.
PolAr JoQs, man. You already know what's going on, so y'all need to lock in with us. You know we dropping these videos, these interviews every single Monday, giving y'all great content, different guests. We coming with different topics. You know, we're going to keep things in motion, man. But today we're going to talk about college.
Ooh, let's go to college.
Yo, what's happening? It's your boy Ace Torn, one half of PolAr JoQs. This segment is brought to you by Refresh Clothing. Yep, that's right, man. The #1 clothing store in the city. Now, you looking to get fresh. You trying to get clean. You going to a special type of event. This is a spot you need to come to. Refresh Clothing is real unique. You want to know why it's so unique? Because once you buy an outfit, once you get a fit, you will not see it on 1,000 more people. You the only one that's gonna have that fit, all right? Because when they restock, they don't restock the same type of outfits. It's a different style, it's a different look. That's why you need to pull up on Refresh Clothing. And I'm talking about deals on top of deals, crazy deals. You know the World's Games is coming in June. You're gonna wanna look good. This is a spot you need to come to, man. Refresh Clothing. We'll see you soon. Brought to you by PolAr JoQs. Now back to the show. We're gonna talk about college life, man. Because we gotta speak on this topic because it's real important. It's so many people bashing college. It's so many people talking down on people that got degrees, you know what I'm saying? That just went to school for, you know, to do what they want to do. And these people been through a lot of shit to get these degrees, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean that they have more value than you. It just means they just chose a different direction to go, a different route to go in life. And it comes from a lot of people that didn't go to college.
Right.
That's where the badge come from.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of the bashing.
The bashing and the hate comes from the people that didn't go to college.
Oh, man, I can't go to college because, you know, they just cheating me out of my money, man. Like, that's $40,000, $50,000 down the drain, all because I wanted to go somewhere and get lit.
Real shit. Like,
that's how they look at it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, anything is, you gotta understand, like, college can be a scam. If you go in there, you bullshitting, and you don't know what you're doing. But college also can be a career booster. It can be a life-changing situation. Like me personally, it was a life-changing situation. Like,
right, me too.
I found myself in college. You know, I learned how to communicate. I learned how to build people skills in college. It's a lot of things I learned in college that didn't necessarily have to do with the schoolwork. But I end up learning things through my major, through some professors that's taught me. But at the same time, it's like the hate comes so strong because I think a lot of, and it's black culture.
Hey baby, come be my Valentine. Exclusive Events is bringing you a Valentine event that'll make you leave your ex at the door. Be My Valentine Showcase. Meet us at Sidebar on Southside, February 14th. There's a $100 cash giveaway, and there's fresh food and music for you to enjoy.
It's always our own people, man. And it comes down to, like, I went to college, you didn't go to college, but you make more money than me. You making 6 figures, and a person that graduated from college probably making 50 or 60,000. They would look down on that person, talk down, and bash that person because they went to college and actually going to school, actually working in the field they want to work in, but they may not be making that much money right now. And I feel like that shit is a disgrace, to be honest with you, man. Especially, like, we already came so far and we already been through hell and back. So you keep on, we ain't doing shit but keep on bashing each other. Even when we do make the right decision, like, shit still ain't good enough.
Do you feel like that's where that comes from though? Like, because our community, like, comes from a predominantly poor, you know, low income environment. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like it comes from the fact, like, okay, well, you did all that just so I could be able to find this hustle, and it was the luck of the draw, and I was able to make more money than you, the C student working the A student. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like it comes from that? Because I do feel like, you know, maybe it comes from that situation of, like, the same way, like, the slave would get mad at this slave master picking this slave to do the work for him, the better work, compared to doing the field work. You know what I'm saying?
That do make sense though. That's a good point you said that. I really do feel that way, man, because it's not cool if you haven't been through a struggle or you're not looked at as a role model. So if you was born with a silver spoon, you pretty much, in our community, that's bad. And that's a fucked up mindset to have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it is.
nobody didn't choose and be like, I wanna grow up in the struggle as I grow up. Nobody didn't choose that lifestyle.
Nobody chose
you
that
know what I'm saying?
lifestyle. You know, you're just born into it. You can't choose your circumstances,
bro.
Like that's just the thing about it. Like I feel like personally, college was like you said, like it was definitely a great growth trajectory for me in my life. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely a great place for me to learn myself.
Right.
Around a good amount of people. When I say good amount of people, I mean the people who were there were pursuing things such as, you know, joining organizations that would
like
help them.
Same mindset.
Same mindset, build that network as well as, you know, want to go to school and get good grades and go to school and graduate with honors. You know what I'm saying? I graduated with honors. You know what I'm saying? 3.52 grade point average. You know what I'm saying? Like cum laude status, baby. But yeah, man, I feel like just being around those type of people with that same mindset allowed me to be able to progress in life in a way where, shoot, half of the people that we graduated with, we still keep in touch with each other, still give each other different type of jobs, different type of opportunities.
Bro.
Like
to this day,
you know, that's the type of stuff we didn't have in our environments growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like we both from places where those opportunities you just don't see it all the time. But you'll see an opportunity where like you could probably find a plug, you know what I'm saying? And
now, you can find that shit
easy.
every day.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you can find a connect every day, but it ain't hard to get in a circumstance that you ain't used to, that you had to build your way out of. You know what I'm saying? College, you had to figure your way out and build your way out of college. And also too, I want to say this, it's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur because I'm an entrepreneur. It's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur, but I think the thing is, everybody want to be entrepreneur these days.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They forget about the work that you got to put into being an entrepreneur. 90% of entrepreneurs don't even be fucking successful entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
They just like to say they're entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? And in reality, really should just got down, you know, chose another route and went to college with it. But if that didn't work, like I said, and I know a lot of other successful entrepreneurs. But the thing is, if you're an entrepreneur, don't look down on somebody because they wanted to go to college. College is a good place to go.
It is.
You can I say you can scam yourself in college if you get to college. If you keep changing your major, you just going to just, you know what I'm saying, mess around and
have fun and stuff like that.
And drink and shit, you know.
And I think that's what people see. They only see the people on TV talking about going to college, doing drugs, smoking, drinking, popping pills, having fun, having sex. You know, so they only see that side of college, but they don't see the work behind the scenes. Like, you know what I'm saying? With me being in a fraternity, like, people don't realize we work harder than we do doing all of the partying and strolling and drinking and stuff like that.
That's just
like
the highlights of this shit.
The highlights for real, man. And that's just the leisure time of it too. Like when we've done everything that we could do as far as give back to the community, like create donation tables, create different opportunities for us to go to Boys and Girls Club and read to different kids and pick up trash on the road to keep the community clean and stuff like that. Like when
that stuff don't get shown.
Yeah, that stuff don't get talked about or shown, but we plan that type of stuff out and we actually put that stuff out into action. It's like a second job for real. So like when you doing all that work, of course you want to stroll. Of course you want to have the parties and turn up and, you know, do all that extra stuff, man, because you just worked hard, man. Like, you know, and it creates a good work ethic, you know. And I feel like, man, honestly, going to a PWI, a lot of people, I'm going to say this about PWIs, man. A lot of people who went to HBCUs or who admire HBCUs, you know, that's cool and all. But the thing is, they be down talking PWIs. But in reality, I think black people stick together more when we go to PWIs than we go to HBCUs.
Because I had the best of, I really had the best of both worlds. Because I went to Alabama State for the first year of my college career. Then I transferred to Jacksonville State. The reason I transferred from Alabama State because I just I ain't see no future at Alabama State. At the time, the shit was just all messed up. You know what I'm saying? The accreditation wasn't there. You know, none of it mean anything if you graduated with a degree from Alabama State at that time. This was in, I want to say 09, somewhere like that, 09, 010. So I had to transfer because I wasn't doing that playing ball. I had a full-time scholarship playing football. So I was like, man, my mama was on my ass. She was like, you just can't be there and there playing football. You got to figure something out. So I was like, man, I got to transfer. Then I found out about Jacksonville State. And that shit, I was like, man, this is a cool ass school because I visit Jacksonville State like twice. I was like, this shit might be the move right here, man. So the thing to say this is, I feel you coming from that. You know, people do talk down on the PWIs, but the same with the all black school HBCUs, like I don't know how it is now. Some people say you stick together more black. Like when you graduate from the HBCU, you kind of stick together more as a culture. And the PWIs, you don't. What you think about that?
Okay, well, for me, you know, you got the best of both worlds. You're able to see the HBCU, how people who are black of our color work there, you know what I'm saying? Or PWIs, how we work, you know, around a predominantly white institution. In my opinion, I feel like, you know, me going to all black high school, all black middle school, elementary school, all of that stuff like that, I already had like a mindset of like how black people may be when you are constantly around them. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna get that same old. You might have fun, you might party, but you also gonna go get that other side of niggerism. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna get, you know, niggas want to, you know, rob you and fight and do all kinds of stuff.
It went down to ASU.
See,
that shit went down. Like
I bet it did, man. I mean, I've heard so many crazy stories down there in Tuskegee.
Oh, bro, that shit was crazy. I ain't never heard nobody getting robbed in broad daylight till I went to Alabama State.
Wow, dang.
Like that shit was insane. Like you get your refund check, like you had to get it in a certain time of the day. Motherfuckers try to rob you. Like I didn't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't ever happened to me, but it just a lot of rumors around because you gotta think that the hood is right. Goddamn, the college in the middle and the hood is surrounding the college. So you down there, you step off the campus, you don't know what you're doing, you know where you're going. Your ass might get got.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? Just going to get some groceries.
And so you ain't got to worry about that at no PWI. They're gonna make sure
you don't. Like, that's what I can say. You don't got to worry about
the lawn is gonna be manicured. You ain't got to worry about you're going to have the neighbors waving at you while they water the grass and everything at the PWI. But what I noticed, though, going to a PWI, man, like when we are the minority, you know, in a predominantly white institute or any other race that's not black, right? I noticed how we kind of stick together because we normally sit by each other. Every time, like, I went into a class or attended a class that, you know, it was only like 2 or 3 of us, we would all be cool with each other and we would make sure we linked up to do homework together or if we didn't understand something, like, we would try to help each other out. And then I also noticed, you know, going to a PWI is like when you see another black person on campus, it's like, yo, what's up? But they may end up knowing somebody that you already cool with, and now, you know what I'm saying, that creates a whole networking system where we are partying with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it was a beautiful thing, like going to Jacksonville State University, seeing how black people could come together and actually have a good time, get lit together, and not do the extraness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember the fraternity and sorority weeks. You know what I'm saying? You know, these organizations coming together, you know, cooking food, barbecuing and stuff like that for some college kids who barely got money in their pockets. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the vast majority of the people who would attend these events were black people, you know what I'm saying? And I noticed at JSU, the thing about JSU, man, I feel like, you know, that's one of the greatest schools you could ever go to, whether PWI or whatever type of institute it is, because it gave black people a chance, you know what I'm saying? If you think about it, bro, like vast majority of the leaders in our time when we were there were black leaders, you know what I'm saying? The SGA president was, you know, a black person, you know, AK side, that fraternity for business, that had a black president, you know what I'm saying? NPHC president, and, you know, all of these different leaders who were black. Go leader was black, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just seeing the excellence and seeing other black people support that in that light. That was something that I needed to see in my environment growing up, which I didn't really get to see. I saw more of a negative when you were just around a bunch of black people and there was no other race to kind of compete, so to speak, economically amongst black people. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a good thing I kind of liked about it too. Like, you know what I'm saying, most majority of our culture, our kind was, you know, the head of certain boards and things like that.
Yeah.
At Alabama State, it was kind of the same way. In a way, it was the same way, but it's like, it was, I want to say, not conniving, but it was just like a lot of sneaking and shit. But it was some good people at State too. Like, some real good people. So I had a great time there, great experience. But at the same time, we're going to transition to, if someone is graduating from high school, what advice would you give them?
What advice would I give them? I would say, make
They
sure.
ain't know what they, if they ain't know what they, go ahead. They ain't know what they want to do.
Okay. I say, definitely outweigh your options. You got to do something. You can't just graduate and say, oh, dang, like, where I'm going to go?
Yeah.
Like, either a vast majority of people say, okay, you either get a trade, join the military, or go to college. Now, if you're interested in going to college, start looking up scholarships before you graduate. Start applying for as many scholarships as you can get. You can get a scholarship for being left-handed. I'm left-handed. Wish I would have got that damn scholarship too.
Yeah, they giving them out, bro.
Man, but they giving out all types of different crazy scholarships. You just have to put in the work. You have to be willing to write that 5-paragraph essay to get that scholarship, so you don't have to worry about going to school and paying back all of this student loans and stuff like that. You can do so many things, especially when you come from a low income environment. Like, you get Pell Grants, looking to getting all this type of stuff that'll help fund you at least to the point where you can get on your feet to afford different classes in college. Start looking into different hobbies that you're currently doing in high school that you may can see yourself becoming an entrepreneur with. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the entrepreneurs, like a lot of the DJs and stuff like that we came up with, they started off doing what? Selling CDs, you know what I'm saying? Like, selling candy, selling shoes, and all types of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? Look at that and kind of branch off of what you got going on currently in your life and how you want to live the rest of your life, because you're not going to be 17 forever, 18 forever. Like, this shit be coming faster than a motherfucker, too.
Yeah, it do. And I'm going to say, damn sure, dude. I'm going to say that if you kind of know exactly what you want to do out of high school, make that move. You know what I'm saying? If you really don't want to go to college, don't waste your time going to college. If you know exactly, like, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, own your own, shit, I don't know, clothing store, you know what I'm saying? Create your own clothing line, or shit, own your own dump truck business, whatever it is. Jump out there and do it then. You got all your 20s to take risks. Don't wait too late in life and start taking risks. Then your time decreasing, you getting older and shit, you know what I'm saying? Life is, goddamn, you balls to the wall, you can't do too much. So if you know exactly what you want to do out of college, do that. But at the same time, if you really want to go to college, make that move. But like bro said, do your research before you enter into college. Like, visit the college ahead of time. Your junior year, you need to be visiting colleges your junior year. You know what I'm saying?
Even if you can for your sophomore year, do that shit. And one last thing, a couple things I want to say, man, is this, man. When I tell y'all that we got degrees in this shit, we really got degrees in this shit, man. Me and my boy, we graduated together. Like, you cannot go to JSU and get a bachelor's degree in communications, Bachelor of Arts degree in communications, with the concentration in broadcasting, without being on a radio. You had to have a radio show. Like, you had to be on the radio. You had to do that for a college credit hour. And you cannot walk across that stage without knowing how to create a demo reel as a news reporter, as a news anchor, as a camera man who can handle the camera. You could not walk across that stage. So that's the reason why we flex our degree, because we actually had to get that experience. You cannot talk without learning communications law. You know what I'm saying? You have to really understand the laws behind talking or reporting something without getting sued and stuff like that. That's the whole purpose of going to an accredited college institution, because you're actually learning stuff. You're not going there just to party and have fun and shit. You learning something. Shit, and then on top of that, no disrespect to anybody who lives this life, but I feel like a lot of people who live in those street life and stuff like that, guess what they do? A lot of them, they bash the college life and stuff like that, or they bash going to college and having to pay back student loans. But look what they do. They go to prison, and what do? They end up getting a GED. They end up getting a degree in prison.
Same
and now,
shit they could have did.
Same shit they could have did.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you can't come back and use that degree because you ended up putting a felony on your record. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like start looking at the reality of things and appreciate, the opportunities you can have, because college is a great safety net and to get out of the places you come from. A lot of people from the South, Midwest, Northeast, West Coast came to our college campus and made some great things out of themselves. So shout out.
For sure. My boy said it the best way, man. You got all type of routes you can take. It's up to you. Don't fuck around, be messing around too much and wait till you about 45, 50 to take them risks. Go ahead and make that move right now. It's PolAr JoQs, man. We'll see y'all next episode, and we got.